my name's CJ, welcome to the channel, and today we are going to take a look at Sam's amazing carbon EP3.
Perfect.
As a petrol head, I'm sure we can all agree that we like a little carbon fibre. Well, Sam likes it a lot. On the channel today, we feature his 243 brake horsepower Civic Type R and take it through its paces. Personally, I think that this is one of the best looking, most well executed EP3s on UK roads. How it's this clean for as much track time as this car sees is beyond me. Featuring a K20A2 engine with DC5 Cams and Gearbox, with the usual bolt-ons of RBC intake and a Toda manifold with 2.5-inch exhaust, a remapped K100 ECU, and we've got an engine wanting to rev. So let's take the car out and see what this track machine is all about. Oh, I missed that. Oh, mate, it's sick.
Bought the car in June of 2011, so...
That's nuts.
Yeah.
8 years? 9 years
It'll be 9 years this year, yeah. I've had it longer than my wife.
That's good, man. Holy shit. And when you got it, it was literally like just a bone stock, and I'll put a picture of what it looked like above right now.
I actually wanted an EP3 since I was the age of like, what was it, I was 16. My brother Jonathan, my older brother, is 10 years older than me, so he'd been 26, had just bought, I don't know what he paid, I can find out, but he just bought a Premier Edition Nighthawk Black EP3 standard, and it, for me, I was like, wow, it looks so nice. Took me down the bypass, and for a 16-year-old, like, speed's impressionable, and at the time I thought it was one of the quickest things for the money he paid for it.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
And I was like, wow, what's that noise? He's like, that's VTEC. He explained to me about VTEC and Honda, and after that I was just sold. I was like, I want one of those. I had a little pot as a kid to save up for like my, you're gonna probably laugh this being my dream car, but this was my dream car.
I think the one thing that you obviously really spot, Sam, when you see this car is just carbon everything.
Yeah.
You've got carbon bonnet, you've got the wings, you've got that front lip, just the intakes, you've got all sorts under the bonnet as well, just carbon.
Yeah.
Now, tell the guys at home, I know you've got a really interesting story with kind of how all this carbon came about, because it's not just your everyday occurrence.
Yeah, a bit of a weird one really. So yeah, again, 2013 I started going a little crazy with modifications. I was looking through eBay, as you do, as we all do, on our little watch list, looking at our items we want to buy, our little purchases, like the Argos catalogue when you're a kid. Circle the stuff you want, and you're like, wish list.
Favourite hobby, man.
There's this carbon fibre bonnet for sale on eBay, brand new. So I looked at the guy's shop, and he had loads of carbon fibre parts in it. So I was like, wow, this guy's, how come there's so many? Like this, you only see that on Seaburn at that time. And so I messaged him, I was like, look, what's the best price you can do for me? Well, I've got a lot of friends who want to buy these. If I buy a lot of you, would you do me a deal? And he was like, grateful to get it done. So I called him and found out that it was a bit of a random one. He was a Chinese guy that lived in Japan, and his name I couldn't even pronounce to save my life.
Yeah.
So I was like, what do I call you? And he said, call me Dave. So Chinese Dave said to me, buy what you want. I saw your deal, and obviously I was going to sell it on for more, and I told him I was going to sell it for more of a profit. And in the end, I basically paid for all the carbon bits off my car with my sales. So I was able to stock all my mates and guys locally in Norfolk and Suffolk.
That's crazy.
With EP3 bonnets boots, DC5 bonnets boots, and EK9 bonnets.
God, how many do you think you sold over that time that you were doing that?
Well, I reckon at least of each bit, probably 8 to 10.
That's good.
So that was that paid for my carbon, so I got myself a boot. And the thing about it was a nice sort of selling point, because there people would be like, what are your boots and carbons like you're selling, Sam? And I'd be like, go on the car, have a look.
Yeah, like I run them.
And they'd be like, oh wow, is that what they got? And yeah, that's what I've got. Wow, I'll take one then. Nothing better than seeing the product in the flesh.
Of course. So what happened to Chinese Dave?
So Chinese Dave, to this day, legend has it, we don't know.
The coronavirus got him.
Maybe, yeah. And I was like, right, Dave, you know, they sold so well, can you get me some more? And never responded. Rang him, never responded. WhatsApp, never got the blue ticks. And I was like, that's weird. And to this day, I've never heard from him.
Shit.
So, yeah, it just disappeared.
I've got to say, my favourite carbon panels you've got are those wings.
Yeah. So they were meant for a car, a time attack team in Japan. And he had, like, obviously his friend that was making the carbon, he just sold it. And he said that the guy who wanted to make these carbon wings had a buyer, but now the guy's not going to do the time attack anymore. I don't know what it was called, something like time attack. So he's like, do you want them? And I was like, what are they? He's like, they're carbon fibre wings. They're based on a Jay's wings mould, so they're a bit flared out. They've got the vents on the Jay's wings. Would you want them? And I was like, yeah, let's have a look at them. Showed me the picture, and again, obviously, because he wasn't a greedy guy, he gave me a really good price for them. And yeah, no, I bought them, and that was it. And they've been sort of the biggest sort of the crowd pleasers when I brought it to shows or even on track. There, people are like, are they wrapped? Because they look ridiculous.
They do look so good. I know you're going to laugh at this. The number one part that I see anywhere when there's a picture of your car, where'd you get that bumper? Where'd you get that bumper from? Oh my God, I get bored of answering it. It's like,
if I had £1 for every time I was asked for that,
yeah,
this car would be a lot faster than what it is.
Yes. But it does launch really well, so I'm just going to put a clip of you doing your run at Santa Pod. So guys, you can see how well that really took off there. I mean, there's so much done to this car that I think we should just break it down just bit by bit, just to kind of speak about. So, I mean, let's go through the handling. So suspension-wise, what coilovers have you got on this now?
So thanks to Rival Motorsport, based in England, Jack Rival, he has a partner as now, but I don't know his name, so apologies. But Jack Rival's the guy I dealt with. He got me a custom set of coilover, BC coilovers.
Sweet. Custom
weight ratio, 12 kg at the front, 16 at the rear.
Nice.
That is one of the best mods I think I've ever done, if I'm honest. Like, the car is so stiff, it can be obviously altered how I need it to be. So I feel really comfortable and in control when I track it. We 3 JDM anti-roll bars, we've got a Area Motorsport custom roll bar at the back, big bush kit, everything poly bush.
Super.
So that's all been replaced. We've got
do you know what I will say, guys? So obviously this car, you couldn't really get much stiffer if I'm being honest with you, but it doesn't feel that bad. I know we are on particularly just a dual carriageway at the minute, but it doesn't feel ridiculously stiff. But for track, this is the sort of thing you need. You need that level of suspension work done.
If you've done chest day and you go in this car next day, it will fucking kill you. That's all I'm going to tell you.
You've done a brake conversion, haven't you? Because they're definitely not the stock EP calipers.
No, so we've got a DC5 Brembo calipers on it, Goodrich braided brake lines, and then you have to have S2000 discs to fit the kit on the front.
Oh right, okay.
So it's a bit of a Frankenstein brake setup, which is common now, very, very common. When I did it in 2013, it was really sort of not done a lot, because it was a bit of a ball ache to do, to be fair. But I'm so glad I did it, because I thought 4-pot Brembos for the power I've got, more than enough.
You never had any issues with like brake fade or anything?
No, it's been spot on. Really loved it. It's been so reliable.
So superb. So that is a conversion that you can do on an EP3 even with stock wheels.
Yep.
But you need like a 5 or a 10mm spacer in it.
Yeah.
Oh mate, do you know what? They're actually faster than I remember.
Well, the EP3s, yeah.
Yeah, like genuinely. I think before you've had them mapped, they certainly don't feel anywhere near as much as like this does. The combination of like the DC5 box, the cams, everything just a bit shorter ratio, the LSD, it just puts down what it's got. Like, these really are a superb track car.
Yeah.
Hence why you obviously use it so much. I mean, what tracks have you been on now, bro?
So, obviously with the Nürburgring, Snetterton and Rockingham, but I've got to venture out further. Well, I've done those two, like I'm obsessed with them.
So obviously the inside of the cabin here feels like really race inspired. Like,
yeah.
Is there any better like partnership than Bryden to Carter harnesses?
It's very JDM, isn't it? It's very JDM.
I really do quite like these black ones actually. I know most people go for the green like standard. Bolting cage, how come you decided to go for bolting rather than like a proper welding one?
Only because I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to keep the shell or not, because I went through this bit of a midlife crisis with the car, whether I wanted to change the shell or get a new EP3. If I do get one, everything on the car so far you can unbolt. So why not get an unboltable cage? I don't want to get a roll cage that I cut out.
Nah, bruv.
Obviously never transpired in the end. So yeah, this came up for a steal. And then got it painted. It used to be in the TDI Time Attack, the orange and black boosted EP3.
Did it really?
Yeah, so this cage came from that. It used to be orange, so it's quite cool. There's got a bit of a TDI pedigree behind it. That's quite cool.
Shout out to those guys.
Yeah.
So what's the future for your car, bro?
Future, a bit cheesy, but enjoy the car a bit more now. Last 2 years I wasn't able to really use it as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
Got married, had a honeymoon, so obviously other things take priority, so it sort of took a back burner, but now those big things are out of the way, all paid off. Yeah, just enjoy the car a bit more really, start tracking it a bit more. I would like to, I'd like to charge it to be fair, but nothing mental. I don't know why, I've always liked the Jackson supercharger, that's always taken my eye for some reason.
Sure.
I think it's still enough power to be impressive, but at the same time not too much where it sometimes works ineffective, being too powerful on track. A lot of friends of mine have had Jacksons, have all said to me, you know, Jackson's perfect for track. You might disagree, it's all opinion, isn't it? It's all opinion.
Of course.
But I like to go for that. A lot of my friends have made like 300, 320 with Jackson with the sort of same sort of bolt-ons or similar to me.
Very fast cars, aren't they? Very capable.
And that for me is enough. Like just that little bit more on the low end of the spectrum would be perfect. That would be enough. So yeah, I think that'd be it. Cosmetically wise, to be honest, I'm quite biased. I think it's already there, to be honest. Obviously you can do more to it. The dream would be carbon fibre doors. Of course. I'd love to do that. But other than that, I'm not ultimately too fussed about cosmetics too much. Just enjoy it, just have fun with it, do a lot of track days. I want to do the ring again. Get the ring trip planned, that'd be amazing.
Yeah man, it'd be good to do that one together. Probably off the next roundabout, we'll just give it a bit of a...
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sam wanted me to make a few special thank yous. To Paul, Neil, Adam, all the guys who've been at TDI North, Sam wants to say a massive thank you for helping him rebuild his engine previously when he had issues. Thanks to Romain for the current map that is on the car.
Okay guys, so we're all finished with the video now, so thank you so much Sam for taking me out. It's been such a long time since I've actually been in this car and absolutely loved every second of it. Hopefully that comes across on the screen, so if you liked what you see today guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to keep notified. Weekly features, let's smash it.